I am glazed in the suffering of my AI counterpart. That's what I started the recording, so everyone who's listening to this is like, what? That's what we in the business like to call a cold open. Like, you know, because you're cracking a cold one with the boys. Anyway, chapter 18. It has no title. We don't have budget for titles. The school weekend's leading me into Saturday. It's been raining pretty hard for the past couple of days, and it still is, judging by the pitter-patter of raindrops hitting the roof. I don't think it ever canonically rains over the course of the entirety of Snoot game. I don't think it's ever called out, at least. The fog is there, but I don't think rain. Meanwhile, Wani has canonized that you've got to have a scene in the rain. I feel like rain would make sense for Snoot, though. With the rooftop scene, the crying and the running mascara, you know? Taking into consideration the state of the weather, I doubt that Sienna's gonna come by. I snuggle back into the comfort of my bed and start falling asleep again. Only a couple of moments pass before my phone buzzes, signaling that I got a text message. I hate that feeling, right? When you're like, I just want to... I don't do it often. I don't sleep in a lot, but when I do, and my phone buzzes because my phone is only set to silence and mute in my normal sleeping hours, I'm like... There's only one person who texted me this early in the morning. I read the message through half-closed eyes. We all know who it is. It's Mr. X. And he's here to talk to us about stars. Come by when the rain stops later. Be ready. We need to get some of the weirder ones out there. Saf a iron. That's actually pretty clever. That's pretty clever, but you forgot Nate. But I do like it. Oh no, Shapire. Oh, you're fucking with me. Give me a fic recommendation. There's this good fic called Nothing to Something. Wow. That's slander and libel at once. How'd you do it? It's the written word. Spoken and written. I guess I was wrong. She'd run through hell and high water, wouldn't she? I guess I should wait until the monsoon season and watch her just wash away. Sienna's declaration that we could be out today spurs me to get out of bed and start my usual morning routine. Just gonna pull out a couple of teeth I don't need anymore. I will get some money from the Tooth Fairy. Once I'm ready, I head downstairs for breakfast fast, joining everyone else at the table. To my surprise, Fang had gotten up before me on a rainy day, no less. They're emo! Amber, they gotta be out there going like, ugh, are we here just to suffer? I'm all wet. You can just come inside, Fang. I'm soaked by the rain. I should mute myself when I do that. Safi, you idiot. I'm ready, okay. Hey, Fang, you're up early. What's the occasion? Fang glances my way before gulping down what they were eating. I'm looking for a venue with a friend later. Gotta be ready to get there. You gonna just look for a venue in this rain? Everyone's gonna go like, ugh, you can't even afford a raincoat or an umbrella. Standing on the edge of the crater, ugh. The only standing I want to do is when I'm standing here and I realize... Standing here, I realize that you were just like me, trying to make history. Who's to judge the right from wrong? I can't hit those high notes. Fuck me. I tilted my head at the warning. If it's Trish or Reed, why not say they're Name? Wait a minute. Name? Naomi? I gotta figure it out. Instead of keeping it vague, I asked Fang whether either of them were coming. Also, all the talk, you never streamed Metal Gear... You know, I've been thinking about doing it sometimes. Do I even own? No, I don't. I do own Metal Wolf Chaos and Thief Metal Age, but I'm not a man with taste. I have no taste, and I must scream. Oh, it's Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Ugh, that's why I got it wrong. I mean, it's $20. And we get the moment where it goes like, rules of nature. Man, that game is 12 years old. That's so scary. I'm scared. I asked Fang if either of them were coming. Nah, they can't come. It's busy. Trish had to go to the hospital. Cut up her hand pretty bad and got infected, apparently. Wow. I can't believe Trish is gonna lose a hand at this age. I'm not even 20 and already lost a hand in vicious battle. I will say that Armored Porcupine is a lot more, shall we say, willing to engage in the less classy forms of humor. It's the actual reason I will never. And now someone is like, ugh, Safi, you fool. You've played right into my hand. I will now write the RFP. No, it's RPF, sorry. I will now write the RPF about you too. You said you like sweaters, don't you? And I'm like, ah! I wake up from my nightmare. I didn't have a nightmare last night. For some reason. Right? For some reason. I had a nightmare. And it was like, to walk like a straight line. It was like an alligator in the water and turned into a hippo. And it was like AI, you know, where it like looks all weird and it bleeds into itself. Man, even my dreams are looking like generated AI now. And I don't even look at that stuff that often. Where did it get the idea? We'll give her a robot arm and an eye patch as treat. You know what, Trish? You get to be the villain of this arc as a treat, even though we prefer to keep you as a mini-boss. Trish touched the seed of evil and is now some kind of avatar for a dark god, but she also has a cold, so I guess it balances out. Half tempted to get a secondary account and write that RPF fic, just to fuck with me, and pretending. Oh no, who wrote this? I used my powers for evil. For those who don't know, RPF is real person fic. It's shall we say, a weird pillar of fan fiction where you write about people that are real and have flesh and blood and have potential actual marriages, and it's like super weird. It's apparently not uncommon in hockey for some reason. But with that answer, that only needs one possible person it could be. But however, it does help explain why Fang tried to hide them. Is anyone coming over? Their eyes widen before glaring at me, but that just leaves them more confused. So long before I know the reason for their reaction. My little Lucy's having a boy over? Oh my, that's delightful. Oh. Mom, stop. He's not going to be pregnant. Oh, darling, you can never hope too much. We should welcome him warmly. We should... Mom, it's not like that. Situation devolved into Fang fending off Grandma and her barrage of suggestions on how to greet Anon. Also, Porcupine says Anon. I will forever say Anon. Because that's just how my brain goes. It's just the verb choices that I make. The funny part is, technically, I should be preferential to saying gif, which is a consonant that the English don't even have, instead of gif or gif, or giblets, just to fuck with you. I'm gonna pull out the third secret G version that you don't even know about, just so everyone gets mad. Ugh. Again, it's anonymous. Why would it be anon? It's written. How the fuck do you figure out that on 4chan you're supposed to say it differently? It's not anonymous. It's anonymous. Or is it? God damn it. I'm going to have to pull up a dictionary. No, I don't believe in dictionaries. I'm not giving these stupid Websters any more power than they already have. Anungus. I'm sorry, Fang. I didn't know she would get like this. Which is... Okay, I got a question for you. That I forgot about, actually. Did Amber specifically tell who her dad is? Or did she just say she was a grandchild? I feel like if Sam ever finds out that Anon is confirmed the mother of Amber, I feel like Samantha would have to get killed, or it goes like the weird ways. I feel like she'd be like, and Fang, you gotta get pregnant now. I want to have my grandchild. And it's like, wow, I'm not even graduated. Just like with I want to take responsibility, I seriously have objections to having someone carry a child to term while they're in high school. There's a weird moment there, buddy. Why were you doing this? I get wanting to write that fic from the perspective of you can't do it, but you gotta make it an obstacle that I care about. The main characters, fucking millennials, or Gen Alphas, or whatever the fuck someone in the year 2023 would be, is not going to say abortion is off the table. It has to be their fucking parents. These people do not know how kids are these days, do they? No, something like that. Grandpa. I like how Grandpa is... Oh, there we go. Grandpa and Nasser are watching Fang and Grandma argue, though the mug in Grandpa's hand seems to be cracking from pressure. I mean, he's gonna crack it so hard it turns into diamonds. Safi... Ugh, ceramic is not made of carbon like that. I'm like, you haven't tried, have you, buddy? I would love a fake ceramic mug that you can break and like a little diamond stays behind your hand. That'd be funny. Mom, I'm not gonna impregnate him with my ex. Oh, what about cramp babies? And then She's like, you know, you can use my proboscis for injecting him. Finally shows up on doorstep. Says they have a distant cousin who got sent here. Don't tell from who. I love the idea of like Fang's snoot is supposed to be longer for like injecting someone with the fertile eggs. Anon's not the dad, he's just the carrier, you know. He's like, my water broke. Oh, Anon, you're gonna die in like 5 minutes. Thank you. It was the end of that ring. So, what the fuck is the opening to the stream? What the hell have our conversation topics been? Am I okay? I don't know. It was the end of the ringtone started playing. It was Nasir. I think he says Nasir, by the way. As he hurriedly took his phone from his pocket and stepped out of the kitchen to answer. He's not gone for long, as just moments later he returns. Wow, I love that you basically said the same sentence twice, and I don't know why you're emphasizing it. It's not that important. Who was it? It was Naomi. She said she was going to come by once the rain stopped. Unfortunately, she's the Wicked Witch of the West, so she kind of melts in the rain. It's really sad. Fang was the quickest to react. Why the hell is that bitch coming over now? Language, young lady. She is the brother of your girlfriend. She's your brother's girlfriend. She's the girlfriend of your brother. That also works, though. She's your sister's boyfriend. I mean, everyone just looks at Samantha. Mom, you swore you wouldn't tell anyone. Didn't say why. Didn't say why. She just said she was coming over. Fang's mood becomes considerably more sour alongside their expression. You know what? Okay, listen, I watched the Bad Apple stream, and you know what? I was reminded of just how fucking often Bad Apple... First off, I don't like that fic because it is not translating the fact that you can see things on screen now, so it's describing the obvious expressions characters have without using any of the literary techniques to make it more interesting. But my fucking god, does Bad Apple often use the term expression. Wow! My man, you don't have to use that term. You can just describe people's emotions in general. She is not wearing a sad expression. Just say she's sad. Just say that she exudes melancholy. That she wears sadness on her face. Why is it always fucking expression? It's such a big word. As everyone else is discussing the fact we were going to have 2 guests over, I suddenly remembered. Are all 3 of us having people over today? Oh boy, it's smooching time. Are they really going to go on a venue search with 6 people? People are going to think like, wait, are we getting robbed? There's like 6 fucking dinosaurs here. Hey, I'm a human. I need to get... You know what? We need a good voice for Anon. I think I have one in mind. Once breakfast was finished, it was not too long before the rain decided to subside. With it stopping completely shortly after. To nobody's surprise. Also, I watched that fucking... He plays like... What is it called? Pokemon plays like a roguelite AI. I've noticed something about that that's really bothered me. The lines are too long. So when you try to switch to the next sentence, it's just a little too far for me to go like, wow, that is an uncomfortable distance for my eyes to flick. And it makes it really hard to continue reading line after line. So nobody's surprised, nobody's the first to arrive in record time too. Because normally the way you want to read, right, is you want to go like this, and then you sort of cache the last few words, and then you skip to the next line so you can put those in there before you've said the words. But it's like a really... It's a delicate dance. You must dance the dance of literacy. Almost as if she was just waiting for it to stop pouring and rushed over. I like that Naomi... It's just... She's melting. You know, Trish is the villain. She even put a self-destruct button on the Labenda. I mean, admittedly, that is kind of what happens. It's kind of what happens. As she walked in, she greeted everyone in a cheerful manner. Why can't she just greet everyone cheerfully? I'm just saying there's 100,000 ways to say the same thing. And I'm not sure which is right. Maybe it's up to personal taste. Well, mostly everyone, since Fang locked themselves away in their rooms. Wow, Fang. You can just tell her you're allergic. She talked amicably with us for a while, going on about how terrible the weather was and how the sun... But now the sun was out, and that today was going to be the makings of a great day. Once the conversation died down, she got up and headed to the kitchen to help Grandma with whatever she was preparing. Some time passed. Grandpa, not Granddad, Nasser and I were just sitting in the living room waiting for the other 2 guests to arrive. Grandpa looked to be particularly vigilant. His eyes were focused staring out the window to the front of the house. For some reason, he had a big gun on his lap, and he kept saying, I need to make sure these dragonflies hit him square in the chest. And then Nasser kept saying, Dad, they're called Dragon's Breath, not Dragonfire. His gaze then started to move, following something. I like how you're describing this like you're a little baby who's too low to the ground to look out the window. Soon enough, I hear footsteps coming from the front door. coming up to the front door. As I was getting up to answer it, Grandpa stood up himself and told me to sit back down. You put your ass on the floor. It wasn't even a knock before he opened the door. Past it was Anon frozen in the headlights as Grandpa towered over him. You Anon. Anon could barely mutter, yeah, pleased to meet you, Mr. Executioner. I rolled my eyes over how Grandpa was greeting Anon. I'm not the only one who's exasperated over his behavior. Grandma and I rushed to Anon's aid. Now it works. Now it's a sexy alliteration. It's a literal. Ripley, don't scare him. He's a guest of ours. As she scolds Granddad, I address Anon, who appears to be so intimidated he's staring off into the distance. He's shell-shocked. This man hasn't even gone to Vietnam and he's already done. Waving my hand in front of him, I ask him if he's alright. He snaps out of it and blinks rapidly before looking down at me. Oh, yeah, hey, I'm good. You don't sound like it, but if you say so, just don't mind Uncle Ripley. I show him inside and he looks around taking in the new sights. He seems oddly happy that I'm holding his hand. He eventually crosses eyes with Nasir, who greets him. I leave Anon with him as I head upstairs and call out phone from behind the door. Bang, Anon's here. Are you ready? Just give me a second. I'm putting on my blacker pants. I need to look more emo to offset Naomi. Like zoinks, dude. Zoinks. I hear them stumble around in their room. After a while, Fang comes out, fully dressed in the regular getup. Alright, let's go. I really, really like Snoot Forever. What a fucking shit show of a mod it is. What a weird fucking story that... Who the fuck is Anna Kim? It's such a weird story that doesn't justify anything that's happening. It's great. It's a mess. And the art is so fucked up. We start heading downstairs where we can start here. We start and we start. Don't start twice. Bad sentences. We start heading downstairs and we can hear more and more of Grandma's voice as she's talking about Fang's childhood. Fang's eyes widen as they rush past me in order to stop her from going into more detail. Mom, not in front of my friends, Fang confronts Grandma, who happily reassures them that it was nothing to be embarrassed about, saying that everyone was a kid at some point, that they made precious memories. You know, Fang, you should be a lot less, you shouldn't be so insecure about having shat yourself when you were a little baby. Man, did you stink? I'd prefer if you forgot them entirely. Fang's embarrassment is clear to see as Nasser also averts his eyes. Since the memories also concern him too. Can you not also too? Why are you doubling? Stop doubling your doubles. It's fine. Oh, don't be like that, Lucy. Every little memory is a treasure to cherish. Fang groans as Grandma continues to talk. Not until Noomers chimes in that she stops. So, are you ready for your date now? All eyes turn to Fang, and I spot Anon sinking further into the seat. Fang's embarrassment gets worse as a slight blush paints their cheeks. It's not like that. We're just gonna look for a venue. Fang hurriedly covers for the both of them, although Grandma looks at them skeptically. Oh, just two of you, though. At her words, the air around Granddad seems to grow more tense. Nasser reflexively flinches and steps away from his side. Even from where I'm at, I can't help but stiffen up. Man, that's just Coach Solly. He might be over there, but you can feel him, even on a Saturday. He just gotta say, "Turn hot," and you feel it. Naomi, completely oblivious to the killing intent rating next to her. You definitely fucking talk to Anon about nerd shit in the future, man. Don't lie. Clasp a hand together joyfully. Why don't we make it a double date then? Thankfully, a proposal seemed to ease Granddad's hostility as he relaxed his shoulder. Both he and Grandma are quick to express their agreement to the idea, but Nasir is not as receptive. I don't know. I don't think Fang will be too happy with the... Before he could even finish, Granddad put an arm around his shoulder and dragged him off to the side. Can't believe he's gonna have to talk about the birds and the bees. Meanwhile, Fang and Grandma have entered back and forth for whatever that's to make it double date or not. Not that it is. Anon also doesn't appear to be too fond of the idea either. Also either. My man. My homeboy Slice. My brother from another mother. Please. I know that doubling down on the same literal word is one thing, but you can't just use synonyms either. It's not the problem. Once Nasir and Granddad are done talking, they return to the main conversation. Nasir is looking considerably distressed. He's even shivering like a leaf. Okay, I have a question for you. Why the fuck is it Nasser when I'm pretty sure that the actual way you're supposed to anglicize it is Nasir? I just don't get it. I guess that he is Nasser, but still, he's shivering like a leaf. Like, I mean, for Goodbye Volcano High, I understand that Snoot Game is gonna do whatever the fuck Snoot Game is gonna do, but still, despite his condition, he manages to voice his agreement to the group date, albeit in a forced tone. Also, how the fuck do you see a name like Nasser and you're like, oh, it's supposed to be like Neezer, right? Ugh. What? I wonder how it would have been if his name was like obviously Nasir, and they were like, oh, I wonder how that would affect Snoot Game. Like, what Snoot Game would we have gotten if it was more obvious? How many seats is this car? You raise an incredibly good question. If they're gonna go on a triple date, how the fuck do they fit in this car? He has like what, 5 seats tops? Are we stuffing Amber in the trunk? Show of hands. Who wants to stuff Amber in the trunk? Fang glares at Nasser, saying that's not happening, only for Granddad to interject, saying that it is. Their glass switches over to him, blah, blah, blah. They're just having a fun time. Everyone returns to the door, and Naomi goes to open it. It's Sienna, who freezes up at the sight of everyone looking at her, all serious-like. Oh, it's just a big time. The sight of Sienna is enough to give Fang an idea. She looked between us. You two. How about you two come with us? Sienna and I turn to Fang and surprise. Kinder surprise, huh? I say that, but that is actually how you know. Sienna asks them nervously what they were doing. Oh my god. Oh god. Shit. Oh no. I need a moment. I'm hit with a cringe memory from my youth. Oh. Oh god. Need a moment. Fuck, that's cringe. Let's see, the back seat shirts with driver shotgun about 3 in the back of most cars. Yeah, I think it's a normal sedan. I don't think he has like the 3rd row, which is my row. Ah. Let's see. Sienna and I turned to Fang in surprise, and Sienna asked him nervously where we were going. Fang, you can't ask my girlfriend to be your... to watch your back while we're doing drug deals. But Fang's like, ugh, I don't need... I can manage myself. I just, you know, you gotta have a second party, you know. Ugh, I fucked that up so bad. Ugh, tripping. We're gonna look for a venue, you went. Granddad expresses his approval for us joining, said the more people, the better. So it's a triple date. How are you fitting in this car? It doesn't help Sienna make up her mind, though. She's hesitant on what to say. Wasn't Sienna coming over to, like, go for a walk? Or a run? Is she gonna be kind of mad that you're like, oh, we're going in the fucking car? I came here to run. We're gonna run over there. As she looks at me, pleading with her eyes to help her out. Sienna just got kind of ditched into a horrible situation. I guess it would be fun to be around the other guys. Besides, Sienna could only use being around Sienna could use being around other people that aren't me. I resolved to reassure Sienna that we would enjoy hanging out with everyone else. As a speaker of it, the world instantly loses color. Can you imagine being haunted by a fucking Toho? And it's like, yeah, we're just talking about how we're gonna go on a nice trip. And then the fucking Toho character shows up and goes, no. I'm like, bitch, you can't micromanage my life like this. I'm trying to kiss a cute girl. You can't do this to me. Slapping my little beans against the Toho. You can't do this to me. I don't even know your fucking franchise, man. What? I look around and see that everyone is at a standstill. Zavarudo! My confusion only lasts for a moment, as I recall the only other time this has ever happened. It's that thing again. As if on cue, my heart pops out of my chest and I die. The conversation happens and I get back to life. I don't see how that helps. Though it doesn't hurt as much this time around. I only feel a slight discomfort that lasts up until it fully exits me. I look at it floating in front of me. It's been a while. I just want to say, it's a little awkward that you are both haunted by an ancient vampire and also something that's like kind of giving you heart attacks. Sorry, Sienna, we don't have seats. You're gonna have to stick. We're gonna have to tie you to the roof. Not even she has to cling to it or sit on the roof. We're tying her down with a rope. Yeah, and the neighbors aren't gonna ask questions about that. What was that cringe-ass game about, like, where you sneak into the neighbor house and the guys posted at MatPat, oh man, we're gonna post our cool new theory material. MatPat, please make the video. Oh. It's been a while. What is it now? Sure, you can't go. It's too risky. The two of you cannot go. It's too risky. Well, how do you do Chimeras Mora again? I know you have to do a certain kind of accent. It appears to be speaking much more fluidly than before. What was this about being too risky? We can go out with Fang. I can be near my mother. My mother from another mother. Technically, that sentence is true. She is a mother, but from another mother, because the grandma. Listen, I'm extremely intelligent, and that is the finest joke I've ever told. If you can't appreciate it, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna keep showing You're the only one involved. The events of today will greatly impact the outcome. If only you were to go, it would pose no issue for me. But having a come along increases the likelihood of whatever actions. I love that he's like, listen, Amber, you can come, but I am not letting that one come along. And she's like, what do you mean that one? That. And he like looks around, and Amber's like, listen, no one can hear us. You can just say it. You can just use the word. He's like, I'm already in trouble. Having used the T word before, not risking it again. What do you mean? Since you're already, my influence is focused around you. It is what keeps this story from changing irreversibly. She is outside of my reach. I don't want to do that because my headset will fall off. I'm sorry. I have to hold it like this. Oh, that makes my head hurt. Ow. Ow, that makes my head hurt. I'm not used to that, sorry. I would totally be Boss Nass in the remake, thank you. So, he's been keeping everything together. So, he's been keeping everything together that much so that I can go back safely? Still, I have to try. What if for today I'm like really careful and I watch over? Surely we can. No, that will not work. You will not know what to look out for. I can afford you knowing the best if you do not go at all. But I want to go. There has to be something we can do to make it work. I just want to kiss. I'm lesbian, goddammit. Yeah, women and women. Yes, that. How? Oh no, I'm haunted. I'm possessed by a bigot. Not only are you a racist, you're mean too. Really, that's the order of operations we're going with. The mass begins to vibrate, and a menacing aura, a menacing black aura emanates from it. I tense up as the air between us tightens. We've already given my answer. It is my duty to return due to all time in tax and written cost me. It seems that I have to make you understand. I throw away my humanity. Joe! In a swift motion, it heads straight for my chest, to the implication that it's reflexively to stop it with my hands. My hands! If it gets back inside, its method of making me understand will surely not be pleasant in the sight. No, stop! It faces through my hands, and now, closing it rapidly on the surface. How fucking long are your arms? Isn't it like inches away from you? Like a foot at most? Fear washes over me. I think what's washing over you is this black ooze. Stop! The Stone Master turns you to a vampire. That might be a solution, I think. I close my eye. Isn't Remia or Remelia or Remedial English a vampire? Maybe she's got that mask. I closed my eyes, bracing myself for what's coming. Then I heard a thump. Its sudden outcry had me slowly open my eyes. As I did, I noticed something emitting a faint red glow, positioned right in front of my chest. A symbol. God damn it! I don't need a goddamn slave brand! This fic is getting weird, and not in a fun way. I may not know what it is, but the black mass does. Well, do you have it? It seems irate as the mist from before seems to have intensified greatly, and it doesn't attempt approaching me again. I can only look in bewilderment at what is happening, as the symbol flashes brightly for a momento. The light it produced pushed the black mass back, making it cry in pain. The brand of sacrifice, Amber, has been hanging out with that rare Griffith kid. Get this berserk out of here. What voice were we doing for the Toho lady? Fuck. I need a hot minute. Un momento, por favor. I need to do some research. I need to remind myself what the stupid fucking Toho character was supposed to be voiced like. You know, if you think about it, JoJo and Toho have the same amount of syllables, so you can go to ho do 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 do. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'll say. I have nothing more to add. Okay, just open the fucking thing, man. God damn it, it's loading right when I'm at the part. Load! Load, damn you. Are you fucking kidding me? He's doing this bullshit? I hate it when this happens. It's in the fucking... I don't know why, but sometimes YouTube is like, yeah, this video is going to play until exactly 1950. And after that, it's going to stop. I will not load anything else. You can watch all the rest of it. Oh my god. Oh no, it's just everything is slow. Great. Great. Seem to be having internet problems, I guess. Oh. Oh. Alright, I figured out the voice. We can keep going. You'll stop. This is so predictable to keep your determination to fulfill your duty has made you inflexible. I call out to the voice, Milady, is that you? Yes, my child, it is me, but before I address you, allow me to deal with him first. Achoo! Sorry, I have a little booger. The symbol above my chest hovers over to where the Keeper is. The Keeper of arcane lore. Now then, I believe you should go and do something else today. Do not fret, however. I will accompany Amber in your stead. Rest assured. Wow, I feel so safe now. It flashes brightly once more, pushing the keyboard. You cannot be trusted. You would put everything at risk for your amusement. Imaginary technique. Purple. Keeper tries to push through towards me one last time, but is unable. Amber, do not let this devil control your actions. Go as you have been. The symbol is now constantly emitting light, going brichter and brichter. For your sleep. One final flashlight, the Keeper dissipates, and the world goes from grey to light red. Wow, how do I know 2 fucking people that can stop time? That's just nuts. I'm in shock at the power struggle that has just occurred over me. I'm such a Mary Sue. The 2 godlike beings capable of manipulating time are fighting over me. I mean, it makes sense for the Toho character entirely because I think her deal is she's just a little fuckhead. But hey, it's gonna be okay, right? The symbol floats back in front of me, enters my chest, taking the place of the keeper inside. What? Milady's voice that was in the air disappeared and reappeared inside my head. Such a worry, what is? It's not like I would do anything to bring you any harm. I can't help but fidget nervously what all just happened. Milady must have sat on my knees and she then spoke to me. I can feel your anxiousness, child. You have nothing to fear. I mean you no harm. Even if I did expel the keeper rather forcefully. Is he gonna be alright? There's no need for you to worry about him. He is not as weak as he appears. But it goes to show my prowess at having driven him out. Without him over your shoulder constantly, you're free to act without interruptions. Just don't get too carried away. Wow, this is a lot just to see 2 girls kiss, huh? You have no idea. The longer it takes, the sweeter the smooch. I feel like I shouldn't go through with this now. I'm starting to get second thoughts from later shouting, now go on and enjoy your day. Keep me entertained, will you? Wow, that's not creepy at all. What the fuck? 1 blink later and the world was back to normal. Zanormiro. As chatter reached my auriculars. I'm once again facing Sienna, who's still begging with her eyes to help. Man, this shit got so cringe I got stuck in time. I guess since all that happened, it'd be a race to refuse now. Not to mention doing so would undoubtedly anger Milady. It will. Now stop thinking and get going! Then I'll expect to hear Milady's voice. I thought she was just gonna be a backseat gamer, much like how Keeper just shuts up. And again, she doesn't seem like the type to stay quiet. I went to the shower paying close to me. You were doing well not to think such thoughts, child. Seeing as thinking any more of it would get me punished to push Milady to the back of my mind. Into the dusty corner you go, Toho. I head over to Sienna, who is still at the door, following the natural flow of the previous conversation. How the fuck would you even know? It's been like a few minutes. How the hell would you know what that conversation was even about? I reassure her that it's going to be fun. Seeing as how I also think that we should go, she slumps her soles and eventually sees her coming along. I guess it wouldn't hurt to do something a little, different. With all that, all 6 of us exit the house and start getting into the NASCAR. Nasser obviously gets in the driver's seat, Naomi in the passenger seat, leaving us, the 4 of us to squeeze into the back seat. Needless to say, it was a struggle to get inside. Struggle to get inside. We barely managed to fit just fine with Fang, Anon, and me. It's even taking account our wings. The problem came when Sienna got in. There simply wasn't enough space. Okay, listen. As a reminder, Amber is 15. She is not small. She is a woman, which means that her puberty tends to be earlier. She is pretty grown up. You are asking 4 effective adults to sit in the back of a sedan. Now, the only thing you got going for you is that Anon is lean as a bitch, and Fang's pretty slender too. But we do not know if Amber and Sienna are like that. Even after Nasser and Naomi pulled the front seats forward to give us more space, we were still packed like jam. We really didn't think this through. Don't worry, Nasser. Where there's a will, there's a way. I don't see how Will Smith is going to help with this. It sure was easy enough for Naomi to be positive when she was the one who having to fit in such a tight spot. She looked at the backseat for a moment, seemingly in thought. Oh, I know. Sienna, you have such a small build. Why don't you just sit in Amber's lap? Then it won't be such a tight fit. What? Listen, I already have 2 weirdos in my head being weird about the whole lesbian thing. I can't have you join them too, Noomer. Really, sitting on the lap? There's a reason you get fined for that. Better to put her in the trunk. I mean, yeah, it is. It is risky as hell. Oopsie and I could barely process what Naomi just said. Master also agrees that it would solve the problem. Why is everyone so keen on that? But then we got another problem. At least Sienna and me. My heart started beating faster. Doki doki. It's okay, Amber, calm down. Naomi is right. And besides, we're just doing this because we have to, not because we want to. I look over to Sienna, who's getting nervous. I guess it's fine if you're okay with it, boss. Your fidgeting doesn't make me feel any less nervous, Sienna. What a sight. You're not helping either. Regardless on how I felt, we both ended up going through with Naomi's idea. Why can't Amber sit in Fang's lap? They're family. It's way less awkward. Why the fuck does it have to be one of the more awkward combinations where it's like age mates? Actually, it would be super fucking awkward if Anon had to take either of them into his lap. Because he's such a fucking nerd. Just have Noomer and Fong switch. Wings take less space then. Yeah, that's also a fair argument. I still think we should just fold up Amber and put her in the trunk. I turn my head away to avoid contact. Okay, crying to my left. I turn my head away to avoid eye contact with her. She does the same. But instead of her, I'm facing Anon. He's got a grin on his face. Anon, for fuck's sake, she's 15! Anon is not beating the allegations. Don't look at me like that. Why are you making eye contact? If she's sitting on your lap, shouldn't she be looking the same direction you are, which means you look to the back of her head? What is going on? Are you sitting, like, looking at each other? Like she's squatting? Like, what's it called? Straddling your lap? This scene is so fucked up. It's not even cute. It's just, like, really weird. Especially since there's, like, at least one person just kind of looking on from brain space. With everyone now in the car, we set off downtown. The car ride is lively with chatter. Fang mentions the place that we were looking for. That the place we're looking for has to have a big open space, preferably with a mosh pit. What the fuck is a mosh pit? I don't know any place like that. The other voice similar opinions, which leaves us having to look around. Metal Wolf Chaos is, I remember playing a little bit. It was fun. I got it to Liberty Island, apparently. And that was 5 years ago. I haven't played this over half a decade. Richard! God. God, those lines are shit. God, fucking Michael. Get this man out of here! Only blood places like that. The other voice, similar opinions, which leaves us having to look around. Now in downtown proper, we start walking around. It proves to be mostly enjoyable, taking in the sights with everyone, even as Naomi is talking non-stop about restaurants and cafes. Pretty sure cafes doesn't need an apostrophe. That could serve as a possible venue. The places we go to per Naomi's recommendation turn us down, however. This goes on for 2 hours, barely making any... Jesus Christ, you've been walking for 2 hours? Barely making any headway to finding a venue. Fang is looking considerably more displeased with each step we take, not to mention them muttering various acts of increasingly graphic violence. Why not heinous acts of violence? The group has slowed down considerably from a walking non-stop, but Sienna and I aren't tired in the slightest. This prompts Anon to ask us how we're not tired yet. Maybe if you were running... Maybe if we were running, but a little walking is... Maybe if we were running, but a little walking isn't gonna do Amber and me in, even if she did. That just means she's gotta train more. Thank you, buddy, for growing strong enough for this day, for fucking venue hunting. Anna looks at me with pity. How the fuck does Anon walk for 2 hours? Amber has that moment from Deus Ex where you're cybernetics where you see things and hear voices. It's only if you're stupid enough to download the update. Anon looks at me with pity. Or if you guys say so.
Well, if you guys say so.
He turns forward and calls out to Naomi next. She turns to face Enon, but freezes to the side of Fang's blatant hostility. Well, perhaps a little break will do us some good. With that, the group heads to a nearby port. We all gather around a vending machine and get something to drink. Sienna gets a sport drink just like that, so I get coffee in a can. Drinks in hand, we head over to some tables with shade. Due to it raining earlier, the humidity's through the roof right now, and everything is wet, with the sun beating down hard as well. We all enjoy our respective drinks, minus Nasser and Sienna, who chug down theirs. Having finished his drink, Nasser crushes the bottle and throws it into a trash can a fair distance away, landing the shot. He turns back to us with the smuggest expression we've ever seen. Why were you locked in the bathroom? You're talking to me? Maybe we should try getting a job. Show off. Anon calls him out on it, but Nasser keeps being smug. Yeah. Naomi starts praising Nasser, which is followed by Fang fake retching. It was a pretty good throw, though. It's your uncle, be nice. Unexpectedly, Sienna gets up from her seat and out into the sun. All her eyes turn to her, she kicks the bottle over to the air. We all follow the trajectory of the bottle as the jetpack starts coming down. It lands straight into the trash can. Holy shit! Anon yells out, and Nasser drops to his knees, mouth open in awe. Oh no, now there's 2 Mary Sues! As for the rest of us, our eyes open in similar astonishment. Way to fucking go! Fang was the first to praise it, with Anon following suit. But Amber's supposed to be the one who does all the cool stuff. We can't have 2 Mary Sues. She adopted a smug but cool smile. I'm gonna go get another one. You wanna come with, Amber? Yeah, sure. She walked off in the direction of the vending machine. Naomi asked us for another bottle of vegan water while we were at it. Will do. Come on, Amber. We got to the vending machine, which was a fair bit away from the topless. But once we got there, Sienna didn't make a move to buy anything, so I asked if something was wrong. She was silent for a moment before answering. Hey, you think we could go for a quick one? My body is just itching to get moving. She once again looked at me with pleading eyes. And since I had to somewhat look down at her, the sight made it hard to refuse. You're taller than her, too. Fine, but let's go at our fastest. I don't think you could keep up with me at my fastest. But if you say so, boss. We started running, our goal to do a lap around the park. However, Sienna wasn't kidding when she said I couldn't keep up. She was going at a speed I'd never seen her go, even taking into account all the people we had to avoid. Beck and weave, swerve, dodge! The smile on her face as she sped past was so sincere. She was truly enjoying herself, just running away from life's many problems. It's almost like she has issues. I wish I could say the same about myself. This is just like when I first started. By the time we finished our lap and made it back to the vending machine, I dropped into my hands and knees breathing hard. But all that did for Sienna was to get her slightly breathing hard. Ugh, don't use non-committal words. Just say that she breathes a bit harder. Not even panting. Also, is this really a good idea if you're planning to do more venue searching? You're gonna be fucking sweaty and tired and your legs hurt, and you're still gonna be walking around for another hour or two. You fucking idiots. How are you 15 years old? Oh shit, it's a cute design. Where was I? Told you. She was now the one looking down at me on the ground. You just had to rub it in. Now that I can think properly, I realize that it's still a long way to go, and I wasn't sure if I could ever do a scene of this. Still, as exhausting as it was relieving and somewhat fun. You know, I just had a little bit of fun running with my gay friend. I'm not that gay. After a while on the ground, I recover from the run. To which Sienna hands me a sports drink she bought. Yeah, drink up. With the sun being done, you need to replenish what you lost in the run, or you might get a heat stroke. Energy drinks are not hydrating. I mean, the electrolytes are nice, but you want to combine that with actual water. I lean against the vending machine and chug the drink. Sienna does the same. It's refreshing and invigorating. Much like how water tastes at 3 in the morning. What? Finishing our drink, Sienna gets a water bottle to give to Naomi and says we should head back. She helps me back up as we head back. Although I do so slowly, owing to my time. See, I told you, this was a terrible plan. The tables come into view, but only Naomi and Anon are there. It was then that I noticed that Anon had a pensive frown. Getting closer, I asked where Nasir and Fang went. Anon doesn't answer, but Naomi takes it upon herself to tell us that they went to the restroom. But even as Nasir returns, Anon is silent. I get increasingly worried to ask him what's wrong. Before I can get a word in, I heard Melody's voice. Leave him be, my child. You need only but a moment. Ah. Stopping in my tracks, I leave Anon as he is. It's not long before he shakes his head as if to come back to reality. As he does, his pensive look changes to a determined one. Well, at least it's not an expression, because it was nothing then. Fang eventually comes back from the restroom, but smelling an awful lot like smoke. The only one to notice is Sienna and Nasser scrunch up their faces at the scent. Alright, I'm back, let's go. Fang, why do you smell the smoke? Why do you care? Nasser rubs the bridge between his eyes. You know you're not supposed to smoke! Well, it happened on accident. Even as Nasir laid it heavy on Fang, they just brushed him off. Nasir didn't let up, however, which forced Fang to retort by bringing up the fact that he had a mankini made of leopards. Nasir, it's a species you can't just hunt. That's poaching. He paled at his secret being revealed. Seeing his reaction, Sienna and I couldn't help but look away. So we both tried to stifle a laugh, which made Nasir look at us in a panic. Anon even joined in on it, on the attack on Nasir, asking Fang if that was the only thing he had in there. Before Fang could spill any of the beans further, Nasir cried out to stop Fang from saying anything else. I'm gonna stop you right there. Let's go. He started walking away at a rapid pace, to which Naomi followed right behind. And now with the four of us remaining at the back of the group, Fang didn't hesitate to tell us all about Nasser's belongings. I also went on our way, trying not to get left behind. So we left the park. We're having a good time, chatting and laughing, albeit at Nasser's expense. Wow, what a chapter. Anyway, there's some translation happening here. As this translation is happening, I need to remind you, I'm not doing that. I don't know which one to trust. I can't believe you make me Romelia. Even though she's my favorite and Hiso Tensoku. No, Hiso no Tusan. Hiso Uto Uten Hiso Tensoku. Hiso Tensoku. I don't like being selfish but in character, especially when they bullshit mind control abilities. Other kind of life makes me more decent. Merely looking for entertainment. This romantic doesn't have that. She's just showing Amber a dream much like how she had a vision before. Amber's just too easily influenced. I just find this inclusion and direction jarring. He's looking for a division to the story, which is the whole point, I guess. It kind of is. Story is kind of about the time getting fucky-wuckied with. We had a short chapter, so I'm going to take a break and we'll do it. It's not a named chapter. What is another named chapter coming up? 21. And it's going to be the account of Enon. Are we going to do a mega long super stream? No. Even though the account of Enon is fairly straightforward. So, take a break. Man, Arthur Kids and Boy Wife really did just fuck off, huh? He really did just leave when asked. What a weird man. Who does that?